And we are live. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Blue Collar Game Day. I, of course, am your host, Steve, the General Rasner. We are at halftime here. Looks like halftime's about to be over of Seattle and Tampa Bay over in Germany. I, as always, have to say I love 9:30 a.m. football games. I'm jealous of the people who have a football game on at 7:30. I mean, that is awesome. 7:30 a.m. football games. All you do is watch football all day. I mean, that's awesome. You know, and it's no, it's not too early. 7:30 is plenty late enough for a football game. Um, at Tampa Bay is up right now, 14-0. Um, yep, really. I like the way Tampa's come out. They're controlling the game. Obviously, 14-0. Brady's Brady's hitting his receivers downfield. He's attacking the seams, attacking in between the hashes. He's getting in the middle of the field. Uh, Went right down the field their last drive of the half. He's making some good passes. Tampa Tampa looks better than they've looked on offense. In a long time, really. They look more in sync with each other, more in tune this week than I think they have in some of the weeks past. Before we do the game picks, Thursday night we had the Falcons and the Panthers because the NFL loves to give us great games on Thursday night football. They really, they're big on that. The Panthers won 25-15. This game really didn't go. I don't think how any of us thought it was going to go. The over almost hit. I played the over 42. Didn't quite get it, obviously. The Panthers just controlled this game on defense and with the running game, obviously. Deonta Foreman, 31 carries, 130 yards. Laviska Shenault, 2 carries for 42 yards. That was the big touchdown run he had there, which was kind of like a pass. They said it was still behind the line of scrimmage. Hurt PJ Walker's passing yards, which again hurt one of my overs. It was a very complicated night. That's a good win for the Panthers to me. That everyone came in talking about the Falcons are going to be able to run on them. Thought the Falcons were going to be able to score. I did. I thought it was going to be a much closer game. And the Falcons just went out there and PJ Walker's a little bit limited to what he can do for you as a starting quarterback. So they called a very easy game plan. They just ran the ball down Atlanta's throat. Let PJ throw what he had to throw. Short little check down passes, like throwing to Laviska Shenault behind the line of scrimmage and letting him run for 40 yards. It was a good win to me for a team that's not great, obviously, for a team that's really should be tanking. Steve Wilkes has taken over this team, and you know what? They're just going out and they're playing football, they're playing hard. And I love seeing a team win a game by controlling the line of scrimmage on both sides. That's when you win football games like that, there's no reason not to be happy with that win. So good for Carolina. We'll dive right into the slate here for this week. If Tampa Bay is kicking off now. At 1 o'clock, we've got the Texans against the Giants. The Giants are favored here by 5 points. I'm going to take the Giants with the 5 points there. I mean, Houston will, Houston's not good, but they're not terrible, as in like Houston will stay in these games early on, and then they usually just kind of get. I feel like the talent just kind of outweighs them on these other teams. I feel like that's basically what's going to happen here. I expect the Giants to win this by probably a touchdown. I think Houston will fight a little bit, but at the end, the Giants are just going to pull away because they're the better team. But the Browns and the Dolphins at 1 o'clock. Miami is favored by 3.5 here. This game I'm a little back and forth on. I could see an upset coming here for Miami. It wouldn't completely surprise me if Cleveland won this game. But I'm gonna take the Dolphins. I don't want to make too many gut decision bets in 1 week. I'm gonna take the Dolphins here. 3.5 points. I'm not going to take that spread. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if Cleveland wins this game. So I'm not going to take that spread because this game is probably going to be decided within a field goal. I don't like the 3.5 points here. We got the Chiefs and the Jaguars at 1 o'clock. The spread has moved for those of you who watch that. The spread has moved from -9 from 9 to 10 in favor of the Chiefs. Any higher than that, I wouldn't play it. I'll take the Chiefs. I'll take the Chiefs to win this by 10. The Broncos and the Titans in in a battle, bad offenses. Now I don't quite know why I'm going to do this, but I'm taking the Broncos here. I just have a feeling that defense is gonna pull one out for them in this game. I don't really like what we've seen out of Tennessee's quarterbacks. To be honest, I love what we saw out of Tennessee last week. In fact, that they hung around that game all the way until forced Kansas City into overtime with Malik Willis playing, just controlling the game with defense and Derrick Henry. And I think that defense will probably play well against a offense that is very much so struggling in Denver. But Denver's got a better defense than Kansas City does, and I don't think they're going to be able to get their early easy points like they did against Kansas City, and that's what they did in that game. Is they got a lead, and then they rode Derrick Henry and held on that lead for dear life as long as they could. And it wasn't the entire game. So I'm going to take the Broncos here. It's only 2 points, so I will take the spread. We got the Vikings and the Bills here. Josh Allen is expected to play with this UCL sprain, apparently. So this line has changed drastically since last night. It's now plus 245 for the Vikings to win. Last night it was like plus 150 or something. I'm going to take the Vikings here. I know it's the upset. I know Josh Allen's going to play and all that. And you know what? You're all probably going to call me an idiot and after the game and all that. That's fine. I like what the Vikings are doing this year. They haven't played anyone great, but they're going out, they're winning football games. Obviously, look at their record. They're running the ball well. Kirk Cousins is playing just safe, good football. Justin Jefferson, obviously a stud. And this injury for Josh Allen playing him this week could very easily backfire on Buffalo. And I'm not rooting for an injury. But he might not be throwing the ball as well this week. Yeah, we're going to say that he threw the ball 70 yards right after it happened last week, but that's adrenaline in the game. Things can things can change overnight, especially an injury like that. Really, I don't think this is a good decision by Buffalo playing him. I think you can get away with. I think you can play Case Keenum for a week and let Josh Allen sit and try to preserve his health. I don't agree with this decision by Buffalo, but again, I'm I'm not in the locker room. I'm not a doctor. I haven't examined him. I really don't know anything. I just think I think you're playing with fire a little bit. If what we've been reported the injury is true, then I think they're playing with fire. But I'm going to take the Vikings in this game. I just told you I didn't want to have too many gut feeling bets. This is a gut feeling bet. We got the Lions and the Bears. Oh my! At 1 o'clock, the Bears are favored by 2.5 here. I am taking the Bears in this game, and I am taking the spread. Detroit is awful, awful on defense. It is truly one of the worst defenses I have ever seen in my life. It's almost impressive how bad they are on defense and how many bonehead fucking decisions Dan Campbell can make in one game. I was supporting this guy for he got his team to play hard for a while. The dude's just an idiot. Team can play hard all you want. He doesn't know how to coach football. Over in Chicago, though, Chicago's turned it around the last few weeks, especially Justin Fields, who is another guy that I've wrote. You know what? It's good reason a lot of us have, because Justin Fields didn't look good until these past few weeks. And I know it's just a couple of weeks, but he's running the ball better. They're really letting him use his athleticism. And I feel like they're utilizing Justin Fields to his strength better than they have in the past. It's Patriots and another team have noted, I forget which of the best two teams it was that they played, have noted that it looks like, it was the Dolphins last week. It looks like they've taken some plays from Baltimore's playbook for some of the things that they do for Lamar Jackson. And I mean, to be honest, I don't know why they weren't just doing that, like when they drafted Justin Fields, because isn't that why you drafted fucking Justin Fields? But anyway, it's working. Detroit can't stop the run. They can't. They suck at stopping the run. We saw them try to stop the run when they played New England. I think Chicago's going to come at them with Fields and Montgomery and Herbert. Detroit will probably score some points. They might even make a little bit of a game. But I think that's 2.5. I think Chicago will actually cover this easily. I really like the way that Chicago's played the past 3 weeks. We got the Saints and the Steelers also at 1 o'clock. This spread's pretty much a wash. You know, we got Kenny Pickett versus Andy Dalton. What a matchup. T.J. Watt is back in the lineup today for Pittsburgh. This is obviously huge for Pittsburgh. And it's actually why I'm going to take Pittsburgh to win this game. You got to come up with an edge when it's a 1-point spread here, and I think Watt gives them that edge. Coming off the edge. This, of course, is going to be a battle of defense. Neither of these teams have a great offense right now because neither of these teams have a great quarterback. So it's going to be on which defense makes enough plays to make up for their offenses making a lack of plays. And I think it's going to be Pittsburgh because of TJ Watt being back in the lineup. The Colts and the Raiders at 4:05. This is I got to take the Raiders here. And I didn't want to take the Raiders at all anymore this year after what we saw last week and this whole season from the Raiders. It's terrible. It doesn't look like Josh McDaniels can be a head coach. I think McDaniels is another one of those guys that can just be a coordinator. But this week he's got to play first time ever head coach, first time ever college or NFL coach, Jeff Saturday. I don't care about his high school record. I think this hiring is a little crazy by Irsay. I think he might have gotten drunk, talked to one of his friends, and made a decision. Which, listen, I'm not knocking Jeff Saturday. He's a Hall of Fame center for a reason. He knows football. He played with a Hall of Fame quarterback. He played for a Hall of Fame coach. He knows football. Sure. But I mean, there is just so much that goes into managing an NFL roster, running an NFL team as a head coach. I mean, he got named the coach on Monday. What? How many of the players on this team does Jeff Saturday actually even know personally? He's got a game plan this team for a week, and he doesn't even know half of them. He hasn't been at practices. You know what I mean? Has he ever won? He hasn't won the headset. There's just so much going on. I mean, I don't know. But like Jeff said, to be honest though, I like Saturday's attitude. He said something like, we might find out in 8 games that I'm really bad at this, or I might be really good at this, but I'm not going to back down. And I like that attitude out of him. I have no idea what to expect from the Colts today because we have no idea what Saturday's game plan is going to be like, if there is any, with, like I said, only knowing his players for a few days. And Parks Frazier, the new offensive coordinator, about 30 years old, obviously never been a coordinator before. We don't know anything about what his play calling is. He said he's aggressive in his own ways. I don't know what that means. We have no idea what the Colts are going to look like. I think it's kind of fun. I also think it's a little fucking crazy. Anyway, we got the Packers and the Cowboys at 4:25 in a game that was probably supposed to be a much better matchup coming into the season, huh? I get the Cowboys covering the spread here. I took the Packers to beat the Lions last week, and they couldn't beat the Lions. They're having a down year in Green Bay, and I don't think going to play a hot Dallas team. There you go, Tampa. I don't think going to play a hot Dallas team is really what you want to do if you're Green Bay and you're trying to bounce back. Last week was supposed to be your bounce back game. That was supposed to be, hey, we're playing a bad team. Let's bounce back this week, right? They didn't do it. They couldn't do it. I think the Cowboys are going to come out. They're going to cover the spread. They'll probably win by at least a touchdown. I think the Cowboys are just a better roster, a better team. They're better coached. We got the Cardinals and the Rams at 4:25. I got to take the Rams here. And the Rams, of course, you know what? I haven't loved much of anything that I've seen out of the Rams this year. They haven't been playing good football, obviously. The Cardinals look discombobulated and out of it every week to me. I know a lot of it is not having Rodney Hudson in. It's not having a starting center makes a big deal. Teams, Patriots fans, if you want to listen to that. But they just look outside. Not even just that. They look out of it. They can't seem to put together consistent stretches of football during a game. The defense seems to be a lot better than this offense. That's Cliff Kingsbury's an offensive guy. He's got Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins. He's supposed to be able to light it up. And really, the offense is really the part that's been the most out of sync to me. I'm going to take the Rams win this game. I'll take them to squeak it out. It's -3 is the spread, and I think I will. I think I will take that spread because it's plus 100 for the spread, -150 for the money line. 3 points is close enough to me. I think they can win this game by a field goal. We got the Chargers and the 49ers at 820. So I got a 7.5-point spread here in favor of the Chargers. I'll take them to win this game, but 7.5 is just a bit too high for me. I could see them winning by a touchdown, but I can't see them winning by more than that because San Fran's not a bad team. San Fran is well coached and they're a well-built roster, missing one important piece, quarterback. And the Chargers are a very well-built roster, well-built. Jesus, can't talk today. They're a well-built roster that's seemingly not that well coached because they underperform every goddamn time I watch them. But I'll take them to win this game, but I'm going to take the Niners to cover that spread there. Like I said, I can't see the Chargers winning this by more than a touchdown. Monday night, we got the Eagles and the Washington Commodores. Dan Snyder is being forced out. That is certainly like the best news Washington's had in a while. It looks like Dan Snyder is being forced out. He's going to sell the team. And it looks like it's apparently a team being assembled of Jeff Bezos, Jay-Z, and Matthew McConaughey to buy the Washington Commanders, which, listen, forget Jay-Z and Jeff Bezos, dude. If it's the three of them, they should all know. Matthew McConaughey is the only one who talks. Give me Matthew McConaughey press conferences all day long. I can't wait for Matthew McConaughey. I really hope that happens. Matthew McConaughey buying the Commodores. Really, really hope that happens because I want to see like a 3-minute press conference turn into like 35 minutes of like Matthew McConaughey talking about how football and surfing are very similar. Like, it would just be amazing. I need that. Come on, we know the Redskins aren't going to be good anyway, so let's get some entertainment, right? Sell the fucking team to McConaughey. It's one of the best ideas I've heard out of Washington in a long time. Anyway, Philadelphia is favored by 11 points here. I'm guessing that this game is. Carson Wentz was. Why was this game made a Monday night primetime game? So I can't figure out here. I don't know. Maybe the Eagles are gonna kick the shit out of the Commodores here. Right? I think they cover this 11-point spread. They're just flat out a better team. The Eagles are one of the best teams in football right now. Gino. 14-3 Tampa Bay right now, by the way. I'm going to take the Eagles to win this game. I think they're going to come out. They're going to get a lead early with throwing the ball, running the ball, and then they're just going to lean on their offensive line, their running backs, and hold their lead like they've been doing. That's a great way. It's a great method of winning football games, I tell you. Anyway, that's all we got for you today, folks. Don't forget this episode has been brought to you by creationsnacks.com. Use code BCMG for 20% off your order today. I'll be back next week, same time, same place. Enjoy your football Sunday, everybody.